Being a character that can use magic makes Sienna one of the, let's say, more interesting or more unique characters in Vermintide 2. And today, we're going to look at every single one of her range weapons. The first staff we will be talking about today is the Conflag Staff. Now this is a pure horde-killing range weapon. As you can see, the longer you hold the charge, the bigger the radius, the AoE attack becomes. So if you just do a quick one, you do some initial damage and then one tick of burn damage. I have the talent of Famished Flames on Battle Wizard. Works very well with this weapon. And against armor, much less damage. But the longer you hold it, the bigger the radius, the more overcharge, but look at the damage now. Significantly increased. And against armor, you can see the comparison right there. It's a little bit more on armor, but still much better. She also has the talent of Lingering Flames. This is very good if you want to also melee with Sienna. You can just do one hit, it doesn't have to be fully charged against an enemy, and they will continue to burn. They will receive those ticks of burn damage. It won't be increased burn damage like Famished, but it'll be ticks of burn damage until the enemy is eventually dead. That includes monsters, which takes a very long time, but it does work. The next staff we're talking about is the Flamestorm Staff. Now this one basically functions just like Barden's break gun. You have the circle, you have the big fire explosion radius, and you do just a big spray of fire. You basically have a flamethrower in your hand, which is interesting, but it really only works with Lingering Flames. They don't work with Volcanic Force, but you gotta hold it down all the way until you get the little prompt. So it does some initial damage, followed by those white ticks, that's burn damage. That would be Volcanic Force. With anything else, you don't have to charge it up all the way to get the full effect out of it. With Famished Flames, you'd have less initial damage, a little bit more burn damage. I think that's kind of not so good, since most of the ticks of damage is going to be initial damage. I like Lingering Flames with this, because you don't have to get it up all the way, and you can affect many enemies at once. And then they're all just burning until they die, and you can melee. I think that works really good on Battle Wizard. I wouldn't use this staff really with any other class, seriously anyway. This is probably the worst of her staffs. Not to say that it's that bad, but it's just probably like the least used, and I don't know. It's not super team friendly, because if you're going after those hordes, spraying them with fire and stuff kind of takes away from your team's ability to make temp health, so keep that in mind. But definitely one worth using if you want shit to die. The next staff we're talking about is the Beam Staff. Now this is probably her best overall staff, if we're being quite honest, because it can be used effectively by all three of your careers, which is really nice. This thing can do a couple different things. You got your normal kind of, you're just holding left click, blah, 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 blah. That's great and everything. But if you want to kill a special, hold left click on PC, right click, and you can kind of do, and that's a critical hit. Do a bunch of damage. If you get that headshot, which is really nice. You also have a horde clear mode. So if you hold right click, left click, and over, you will be able to knock things back, and they take a small initial hit for unarmoreds, and then some burn damage, and then armored enemies, they take 0 in the initial hit, but then they take a little bit of burn damage. This also works very well in Battle Wizard with Famished Flames, even Lingering Flames, honestly. Pyromancer, it's a quick way to build up overcharge. And like I said, all of her careers, so that includes Unchained. You can just kind of boom, 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 3 hits, and you've got most of your stacks, so you could even do more. That's 5 right there. Kablooey. I mean, then you're doing a bunch of damage. Beam Staff. One of her best. Next up, we have the Fireball Staff. And this is a bit of an interesting beast because it also can be used by all three of your careers pretty effectively. I tend to use it more on Unchained just because I like messing around with chain reaction as well as enfeebling flames just to set things on fire because you do have a big radius right there. I mean, you're seeing I was totally going for this guy, and the radius even hits this one right there. You go for the middle one, you're going to be able to hit like a big cluster of rats with chain reaction on. It'll knock them around. On Pyromancer, you know, she can build her overcharge up. On Battle Wizard, I would say, I mean, I guess it could work with Volcanic. You do have to hold it a little while. Volcanic or maybe Lingering. Wouldn't do it with Famished on this one, honestly, because it's I don't know if it's really worth it for that kind of delayed damage there. But certainly Lingering, certainly Volcanic would be nice. But like I said, I tend to use this for Unchained. As, you know, you can build up her overcharge, and then when she wants to, kind of run into the fight. The next staff we're going to be talking about is the Bolt Staff. Now this one works really good with your girl Pyromancer. You've got, you know, on PC, you've got your left click, your horde spam, your overcharge builder. That's, you know, the quick way to kind of play Pyromancer, right? But then if you want to kill like a special or something, you've got your right click, and there's kind of two different things you can do here. So the first one, you know, you hold right click, attack, 9k on a dummy. You think, yeah, it's alright, it's okay damage, it's not bad. But if you hold it longer, you'll hear a noise. You hear that? That means it's fully charged. That's a crit, but that's a much more damage, right? That would be, you know, normally without a crit, about 25. These are, you know, dummy statistics, of course, not real damage values. On a armored guy, that is a crit. That is also a crit. That would be a normal attack right there. It also works extremely well on Battle Wizard. Take the Bolt Staff. I like to run Chaos and Infantry for it. Of course, with Hunter, very nice. Volcanic Force is the talent you want, very important. But when you fully charge that spell, you'll see that little prompt right there. That's not a crit, mind you. That's just how much damage it actually does. She doesn't crit quite as much as Pyro. Let's see if we can get one real quick, because it does a crap ton of damage. I mean, that's 55k on a dummy. I mean, that's a lot. That's like you know, Grail Knight's ult or something. It's a bunch of damage. Like, so, you know, if you're really good at getting headshots, the Bolt Staff can definitely be something that's very, very effective in your hands. One of her best staffs. Like, just amazing, amazing staff. Try it out, guys.